Hey, welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Today I was working on a pretty cool project and it got to the point of arranging, and I thought I'd record it and share my process and see what people think. I hope this provides some insights and inspiration to someone watching. But yeah, let's get stuck in. I'll show you how I arrange my tracks in Ableton. So here we are in this Ableton project that I just started this afternoon. I'll give you a little bit of a listen to what the loop sounds like, but you can see we've got a few elements here, some low end, a bunch of drums and some synths, and we haven't started arranging, so we'll get stuck into that in a moment. But here's what the loop sounds like. So yeah, had a lot of fun putting that one together, but yeah, let's get stuck in and arrange it. Usually what I like to do is play everything in through the session view and just sort of record it live and then make some edits, because it's never right the first time. But yeah, look, I think it's really important to get things arranged once you've got sort of this much stuff happening, because usually you get to the point where your creativity is blocked by not having an arranged track in front of you. You find that, or I find that, having the sequence laid out in front of me gives me more ideas for transitions and things like that. So yeah, we might even make some transitions today, but yeah, look, I'll show you how I arrange my tracks in the session view and arrangement view. So what I might do is just turn everything off and start with the low end and find something that works with that to build a bit of an intro. You know what, I think just those three elements is probably enough to get started. And then I kind of like to think of how I'd like to sequence my track. Do I want there to be 8 or 16 bars between transitions? For this one, I'm thinking probably 8 bars, just because of the way I've built the loop. So I might change or add or remove something every 8 bars. So we'll go back to the start of our session here, and we'll start recording and just play something in and see how we go. Cool. Pretty happy with how that went. I think we'll obviously edit a few things to get it sounding right, but we'll just make sure that this all ends at the same time and take a look at what we've done here. So I just like to organize everything in my arrangement just so I can see everything at once. So what I'm doing is just closing all these tabs here, and we'll have a look at the arrangement and sort of look at opportunities for automation. Immediately just looking at this, there's some really simple automation we can do. We can cut out our sub frequencies in these sections potentially. So I'm going to press A on the keyboard and come over and put a EQ or filter on my low end group so we can automate some filtering. Usually like to cut things off around 250 Hertz. Just going to put in a couple of points here where I think we probably want to cut these off. And I'm going to add another lane to turn this on and off. And turn it on and off sort of around those sections where we've filtered it in and out. So let's have a listen to this. Or actually, we might just change the angle of this a little bit. Let's have a listen to this and see what it sounds like. That sounds pretty good. I've just done a couple of other edits here and made these. I've got two sections of this drum rack, one that's a little bit busier and one that's a little bit quieter. So I've moved the busier one over to these sections, and I've just extended this part out just because I think the track feels like it should be a little bit longer. Cool. We might edit this later, but just in the spirit of making things quicker, I'm going to start putting in some transitions and things. So I've got this tool that I built called a drone generator, and I'm going to use that to build a bit of tension in this section here. I'm going to just put in a note, perhaps pitched a little bit lower along here, and I've got a whole bunch of parameters in here that I use to build my sound. These are all mapped to different things inside this giant rack. Tweak these until I get something that I like. Honestly, I kind of like how that sounds already. I don't think I'm going to change too much. Perhaps just one of these parameters here. I might fiddle with that and just show you the end result when I get there. Cool, so I've fiddled with those parameters there and made this sound. I'll show you what it sounds like. this crash sound here at the end of that drone as well, just to give it a bit of an impact to announce the track coming back. So I might show you just sort of from this breakdown bit maybe, and you can see what that all sounds like together. Sounds like. Obviously you could see I made a few edits there. This is kind of what arranging and music production is in general. It's just coming up with ideas on the fly and seeing what works. But to my ear, it sounded like I wanted that sound to come in there and I wanted to extend that bass sound, so I just made those edits as we went. So yeah, that's probably the extent of what I wanted to show you today. It's really quick and easy to get a basic arrangement down in Ableton. Obviously you can be as detailed as you like with this sort of stuff. I'll probably come back to this and make some changes and send some sounds to effects and maybe change some of the arrangement a little bit. But this is more or less finished as far as the arrangement goes, in my opinion. But yeah, look, thanks for tuning in. I hope you found something insightful here. I'll play the track out and you can enjoy that for the outro. Thank you.